before, the reason we're going through all the codec calls is I've never played Peace Walker before, and I have played all the other Metal Gears, and I like the codecs. They're fun. So I want to hear all of them for the first time, and we are going to listen to everything new from Dr. Strangelove, and then we'll jump into the game. But we'll open with that if you're watching in the future and don't care about that and want to skip ahead. I'm sure this name has timestamped it. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I think we were just in the middle of listening to them, so I'll just pop right back into it. The giant robot was kind of sort of the final boss. It was the final boss of Chapter 4. And then the credits played, and then it said, oh, right, Big Boss is supposed to be a bad guy. And then there's a post-credits scene that said now we have to finish building Metal Gear ZEKE. So I'm thinking the post-game content that leads to the true ending is all around that.
Let's get this mission started. Complete the mission and proceed to the Fulton...
Just want to hear the briefing files. That's what I'm here for. Alright, I'm going to mute myself as usual as we listen to the briefing files. Thanks.
Let's say, hypothetically, there really was an intelligent machine. How would you prove it? What's the difference between a high-level computer and an AI?
It depends on what you choose to define as intelligence. For example, Snake, listen to my voice talking to you now. Suppose it were an AI.
Say what?
What if the living, breathing me sitting here drinking tea and talking to you were actually an AI, programmed to simulate my thoughts and my voice?
You're nuts.
No, I'm not. You couldn't prove I was a real human being, could you?
It'd be... No.
So if an AI is so advanced you can't tell it from the real thing, wouldn't you call that intelligence?
I'm not quite convinced.
But that's only one way to look at it. It's roughly how Dr. Turing explained artificial intelligence. The test I described is called the Turing test, in his honor.
Yeah, well, sounds like a bad joke to me. That singing monster of yours put me through hell. If I never meet one again, it'll be too soon.
Shame. And I was about to let an AI take my place in our conversation.
Don't even think about it.
Dr. Alan Turing is known as the father of computer science. It was he who formulated the basic theory of AI. During the war, he worked for GC and CS.
The government's cryptology school. The one that broke Enigma.
The very same. Without him, they might never have been able to decipher the Germans' code. But then, they arrested him.
Why? Weren't his some of the greatest contributions to winning the war?
Homosexuality was a crime in Britain back then, and he was gay. I know exactly how crushed he was. I feel it's my duty to further his AI research.
Like the Imitation Game, huh?
Huh. You know it then. The clue that inspired the Turing test came from a trifling little party game. You exchange written notes with another person behind a screen and try to guess their gender, whether they're a woman or a man, pretending to be a woman. It's surprisingly difficult to tell the difference. Man or woman, human or machine. What do the differences even mean? Dr. Turing was fascinated by the differences between men and women. Perhaps that's what led him to formulate his test.
What if you hadn't used the boss as the model for the AI?
What do you mean?
If the end goal is MAD, it seems like there are more suitable models out there. A military chief of staff, or a nuclear technician, even the president.
Patriotism, leadership, good judgment. Each of those qualities is essential when deciding whether to launch a nuke. And she had them all.
Wouldn't the president too?
It's not enough. She had the will for it.
Will?
Let me explain, Snake. Peace Walker is a standalone weapon. It has to decide on its own whether or not to launch a nuke. It can't turn to anyone else for advice. It can't do its job if it's not prepared to take sole responsibility for the fate of the world. I know of no other human being who could bear that burden.
That's it?
There were technical considerations, of course. To begin with, the female brain is a more appropriate model for an AI.
Oh, wait, the female brain? What do you mean by that, modeling your AI after the female brain?
Snake, what is the human mind capable of that a computer is not?
Being lazy?
Interesting response. And not incorrect. But the answer I was looking for was empathy.
Empathy?
The ability to feel for others, to be more precise. Love for a child. Pity for the weak. Grief for the dead. All of these are particularly well developed in the female brain.
That's stretching it a little.
On the contrary, it's perfectly reasonable. The male brain, on the other hand, may be well suited for systematic thinking, but it's less able to empathize. In that sense, it's closer to a computer. So if your objective is to make the AI think more like a human...
You need to teach it how to empathize like a woman.
The novel, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, deals with this very problem. In the book, an empathy test is used to distinguish between machines and human beings. As machines become more and more advanced, our society will gradually become more and more systematic. Our cities will teem with robot-like people, unable to feel for others. We cannot allow that to happen. Computers must learn to empathize. The same goes for humans, only more so.
Well, what about yourself? You make these claims, and yet I've never seen you empathize with a real person.
It's true. Until now, I was a prisoner of death. It was my intention to die upon the completion of Mammal's development. She was my one reason to live.
But you changed your mind.
I did. Because she taught me the dignity of living. My eyes are open now. I want to go on living and seeing real people.
Huh. I see. Is it really necessary to make machines think like humans? I think empathy would get in the way of making the decision to retaliate.
I admit, human thought may not be fully compatible with level-headed decision-making. Then again, is there such a thing as non-human thought? The moment computers became so advanced that they could calculate faster than human beings, a new dream was born.
Dream?
If we can create a machine that can do advanced mathematics, why can't we create one that can think like a human? The 19th century author, Auguste Villiers-L'Isle-Adam, wrote a book called Tomorrow's Eve, in which the protagonist fashions an artificial woman to serve as his ideal lover. I believe the idea of creating an intelligent being with our own hands is one of mankind's oldest dreams.
So AI is a product of people's dreams, then?
Not only AI, civilization itself is the process by which mankind gives form to its dreams. But not all dreams are pleasant. Some have expressed fears about non-human intelligence.
Yeah, they want the benefits with none of the risks.
Some fear that intelligent robots might rise up and rebel against their human masters, as portrayed by the Czech writer Karel Čapek in his Rossum's Universal Robots, or in the 1970 film Colossus, the Forbin Project, where intelligent supercomputers in the US and the Soviet Union join forces and plot to subjugate humanity. Isaac Asimov offered a specific solution to these fears with his 3 laws of robotics, which demonstrated that while robot intelligence is different from that of humans, the two can coexist. In order to endow computers with intelligence, we must first have a thorough understanding of what intelligence is, and that is where the need for a practical and feasible expert system arises.
So what's an expert system?
The AI housed within Peace Walker began development as such a system. An expert system is a type of proxy program by which a computer makes decisions as an expert would. The program, Mycin, for example, is a system that decides which kind of antibiotics to prescribe. The system asks the patient a series of questions to narrow down the range of appropriate drugs.
So you program Peace Walker to prescribe live nuclear warheads instead of penicillin?
What I realized, however, was that a simple expert system wasn't up to the task.
You need more than expertise to launch a nuke.
Indeed, expertise is a necessary prerequisite, but insufficient on its own. Deciding to launch a retaliatory strike requires consideration of a wider range of factors. In such a scenario, the entire global situation becomes the criterion for making a decision.
Makes sense. You screw up the prescription and the whole world goes into anaphylactic shock.
A weak AI that only has a limited range of knowledge upon which to base its decisions won't cut it. Therefore, I had the AI study the boss's thought patterns, thus creating a true expert system. A strong AI.
You couldn't leave the world in the hands of something with anything less than absolute worldview.
I could have built a simple expert system in no time at all. Say, how would you like a system that decides which guns you should equip according to the mission's parameters?
I'll pass. I'm not going to leave my life up to somebody else's judgment. Especially not a machine.
With current technology, AI are inevitably enormous in size. But as circuit integration continues to advance, they will become even smaller. As small as human brains, and perhaps smaller than that. And in the meantime, robotics will continue to advance as well, to the point where we can create androids, robots that resemble humans. And then...
And then what?
Well, I don't need to spell it out for you, do I?
Don't tell me you're thinking of making an android imitation of the boss.
Surely the thought has crossed your mind as well, of one day being reunited with her?
Enough. I don't want any part of it.
I see. I didn't mean to offend you. In reality, AI is more likely to evolve in the opposite direction anyway.
The opposite direction? What does that mean?
More and more, AI are becoming systems that specialize in mass information processing, without human intelligence, thought, or emotion. A machine that has no individualism or sense of self, but rather behaves as a collective, exhibiting the qualities of a society.
Like a beehive?
Yes, it aggregates data collected by individuals and determines how the collective will act, just as honeybees travel between the hive and flowers. The key to achieving that will be networking AI together.
I don't know how to say this, but that kind of gives me the creeps.
But if your goal is to control society, it's the better model to use. It lets you filter data, disseminate only what you want disseminated. Of course, I myself have no interest in an AI without a shred of life to it.
Earlier, you called the mammal pod a butterfly. Not a pupa or a cocoon, but an imago.
Yes, the AI that came before the mammal pod were works in progress.
Works in progress.
They were enough to keep the frame running, but not enough to make decisions about nuclear retaliation. They weren't quite complete. They were pupae. Only when I added the boss's data did the AI take on its true form, becoming a butterfly and taking flight.
And that's why the nose art on Peace Walker was a butterfly.
I gave the mammal AI the codename BS Imago. BS is short for boss.
Huey called that gigantic unmanned chopper a Chrysalis. Is that another one of your AI code names?
Yes, you're referring to the TJ Chrysalis 6000. There's also the GW Pupa 5000, the TR Cocoon 7000.
I get it. A hovercraft type and a treaded type. And those letters on the front. TJ, GW, or whatever. Those are initials?
Correct. The initials of the American presidents whose faces are carved into Mount Rushmore.
Then you're missing one.
I assigned that one to the reptile pod. AL Aurelia 8000.
Aurelia. Another word for chrysalis. A pupa just before it emerges.
All of the initials, except for BS, were of Coldman's choosing. I chose mine from the storied ranks of British royalty. MS, AV, EW.
What do those stand for?
You can't guess. Why, Mary Stuart, Alexandrina Victoria, and Elizabeth Windsor.
All queens, of course.
Are you familiar with the film 2001: A Space Odyssey?
I've heard of it, but...
Of course not. I didn't expect you to be cultured enough to appreciate such things.
Yeah, thanks. Anyway...
2001 features an AI called HAL, a highly advanced system that controls an exploration spacecraft. It can converse with people, and even play chess.
Now where have I heard that before?
The way HAL was portrayed was truly superb.
How so?
HAL is given secret orders that not even the ship's captain knows about. Naturally, he's not allowed to divulge them to the crew. The stress of it causes HAL to crack.
Crack?
Go crazy. Though there are those who interpret it differently. One by one, HAL kills off the crew until the captain finally shuts it down. The film offers amazing insights into AI, their growth, their utility, their faults, and their fear of death.
Well, you must have found it useful in your research then.
Must you always be so utilitarian? It doesn't matter whether or not it's useful. What matters is that it inspired me.
Then it was useful.
Never mind. The portrayal of Hal wasn't the only wonderful thing about the film. It was full of hints about the future of human evolution. Truly, a film for the ages.
Strangelove, when did you and the boss first meet?
Did she ever tell you about what she saw in space?
Yeah.
I saw the same thing along with her. The Soviets beat America into space with Sputnik, and so America rushed to be first in manned spaceflight. NASA used her as their top secret guinea pig, launching her deep into the cold blackness of space. I took part in the project as a scientist.
You were there with her?
Yes. For a brief time. We were one and the same, she and I. We sought each other out, completed each other. Did you know that inside every woman there's a universe? And that we are able to sense this in each other? We connected because of our empathetic female brains. As time went on, I began to have doubts about offering such a noble soul as sacrifice. Why did she have to... The flight test was a narrow success, and she miraculously made it back alive. But her mind and body were horribly mangled, and there was nothing I could do for her. We were no longer one and the same. She went away, and I, having nothing else to live for, immersed myself in AI research, hoping that no one would ever have to make her sacrifice again.
I never knew.
It's not really worth knowing. We were ships passing in the night, that's all. Perhaps someday I'll tell you the long version, if you're interested.
That was quite a warm welcome you gave me at the base in Costa Rica.
Sorry about that. But I simply had to know.
The boss's final act.
Yes, by inputting her thoughts and actions into the AI, I was imbuing it with her mind. The only thing I couldn't understand was her final act.
Operation Snake Eater.
Official history says she betrayed her homeland and defected to the enemy and was killed by you. But it didn't make sense. The boss would be the last person on Earth to betray her country. It was logically inconsistent.
It was, wasn't it?
That internal inconsistency prevented the AI from activating properly. Just as Hal malfunctioned in the film, I understood the reasoning, but I had to have proof. Proof of her final act, her true intentions, one way or another.
So you tried to squeeze it out of me, huh?
As a matter of fact, I did. Your silence was the very answer I was looking for.
That white horse the boss rode.
The Andalusian. Yes.
How'd it get to Costa Rica?
I went looking for it. It was her final witness. Even if it couldn't speak, I found it and brought it here.
Where? I thought for sure it'd be blown to ashes by those MiGs.
I searched the ends of the earth for that horse, and found it at last in a horse market in Britain.
Britain? Are you saying it came all the way over the Ural Mountains, through Europe, and across the English Channel?
Who knows, really? Perhaps someone took it there.
Wait, the thought never occurred to you that it might be a different Andalusian that only looks the same?
I can't prove it. Or rather, I couldn't.
What do you mean?
You should know best of all. That horse wouldn't let anyone ride it. And believe me, I nearly killed myself trying. The only one it allowed on its back was you. That was the proof. Though I hate to admit it.
And to think, I ran it to its death.
But in that last run, it regained the glory of its youth, using the last of its strength to pursue its former master. Any horse would wish for such a fine end.
What do you make of Peace Walker's final act?
I recreated her thought patterns exactly. It was exactly what she would have done. The world's most empathetic mind weighed the past, the future, and the entire world, and decided not to retaliate. Merely knowing that is enough for me.
So, what you're saying is, we don't need deterrence to have peace?
I didn't say that. What's important is that we wish for peace. MSF needs a way to protect itself from the might of nations. Survival requires pragmatic thought and action. But you must still retain your ideals. If the gap between reality and those ideals ever leads you to lose them, I doubt MSF will survive.
Strangelove. Is that a code name?
No, just a nickname. Don't tell me you don't recognize it. From Kubrick's Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. It's a film that came out in 1964. A dark comedy about the absurdity of nuclear deterrence.
You were in a movie?
No, stupid. I got my nickname because of that movie.
Why? Because you look like the doctor in the movie?
No, that Dr. Strangelove was a man.
So?
Back when I was at ARPA, I kept a photo of the boss on my desk. I was totally engrossed in my research and showed no interest in the opposite sex. Plus, I had a photo of a woman on my desk. The fools around me turned it into a cruel taunt, calling me Strangelove. Even for a bunch of shut-ins who never went out to the cinema, that title seemed to ring true with them. Anyhow, in their eyes, homosexuality was something strange. They were incapable of seeing things outside the lens of their own standards. Being strange means you have your own unique point of view. I rather considered it an honor.
So, you were with ARPA before you came here, huh?
Yes, back then it was really the only place I could make a living from my AI research.
And before that?
I started out at NASA. That's where I met her.
When Boss went into space?
Yes. It was that incident that turned me away from aerospace engineering. Space is entirely too hazardous a place for human beings. That was why I felt an immediate need to develop AI. As it turned out, rockets later became much safer, and mankind reached the surface of the moon. In any event, it was a hollow Cold War victory. When you get down to it, a nuclear missile is just a rocket with a nuclear warhead strapped to it. Thus, taking the initiative in the space race was tantamount to a military show of force.
But the budgetary strain was too big for Washington or Moscow to handle.
Yes, and then there was the Cuban Missile Crisis and the Vietnam War, and then came détente. Having leapt ahead of the Soviet Union with its moon landing, America shut down the Apollo program in '72. It was around then that ARPA was downsized and renamed DARPA, the D standing for Defense. With few prospects for continuing my AI research, Coldman's invitation was a godsend. It was also a chance to have them collect data on her.
The end result being this mess.
But we did learn something valuable from her. the nobility of peace.
Why'd you agree to come here, to Mother Base?
You intrigued me.
Me? Hold on. You're not planning on modeling your next AI after me.
Not a bad idea, but I have no intention of ever again attempting to transplant human thought into machines.
Oh, that's a relief.
You are the man who inherited the boss's will. You're gathering people around you, even now, shaping them, building a new organization. I'd like to see how it turns out.
You're not planning to go back to AI research?
I never said such a thing. Of course my work will continue.
Here?
In my eyes, the growth of MSF as an organization is analogous to the development of the nervous system. The way you become intertwined, stimulate each other, branch out in new directions. It's really quite inspirational.
Interesting way to put it.
Of course, I intend to repay you for your hospitality. The fruits of my research will be at your disposal. Why not assign me to the R&D team? I promise you won't be disappointed.
You know, that ID card I got from Huey wouldn't let me into the lab.
Of course not. I deactivated it.
Why?
As though I'd let him into my lab.
Oh, you don't seem to care for him much, even though you two are in the same field.
Oh, please. For starters, I can't stand that wishy-washy attitude of his. If he's got something to say to me, he should be a man and come say it in person, not write some furtive letter.
But if his card doesn't work, how's he supposed to...
And another thing, the way he always demeans himself. Every other sentence begins with, I could be wrong, but... Why can't he just do what he does and be confident about it?
Well, there was the thing about his dissertation being plagiarized.
The real problem is he doesn't have a whit of independence in him. In Costa Rica, and even back at NASA, he was always following people around, asking if there was some way he could help. Why doesn't he stop his whining, take a stand, and face up to me?
I think I know how he feels.
And to top it all off, he seems to enjoy referring to himself by that nickname I gave him. I simply don't get it. How can he be so submissive?
So, Huey was a nickname you gave him.
That's right. I took it from the name of a drone in the science fiction film Silent Running.
Drone?
It's a type of worker robot. The way he follows people, just waiting for them to boss him around, is so similar. I couldn't help myself. Oh, it's an American film directed by Douglas Trumbull, the man who did the special effects for 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Imagine that. A scientist who likes science fiction.
And that's not all.
There's more.
He's a man.
Hang on. I seem to remember you saying he should be more of a man.
Yes. Well, he is an awfully good scientist. Without his reptile pod, my mammal pod wouldn't function, just as the cerebrum can't exist without the cerebellum and the brainstem. He did a fine job of designing it. I'll give him that.
Huh. That sounded suspiciously like praise.
It's merely an objective observation. I like people who possess the will to move forward. I have no time for those who refuse to take control of their lives. Until he does, my opinion remains the same.
So, you and Cecile seem to be enjoying yourselves back at that lab.
What are you insinuating? I only kept her because I didn't want our secret to be known.
And the personal baths? You could have left her in there alone and locked the door from the outside.
Yes, well, she seemed anxious, so I...
Now, why would she be anxious?
She was beautiful. I was only admiring her beauty.
She was terrified.
I never meant her any harm. She knew that. I know she did.
But she felt like she was in enough danger to run away.
No matter what I did, if Coltman found her, she would have been... You're right. The truth is, I wanted to save her. But not if it meant forestalling the completion of Mammal.
So you made it easy for her to escape?
Do you really think I am that soft? I'll admit security wasn't exactly tight. It wouldn't have been difficult for her to escape from the building.
Seemed like she had a rougher time after she got out.
At any rate, I never did anything to her to deserve any blame. Is that clear?
Okay. I believe you.
Huey's probably mentioned this, but just to be clear, there's a limit to the parts we can produce here at Mother Base. Therefore, I've built ZEKE's AI using memory boards you pulled from other AI weapons.
Will that work?
In the human brain, individual functions are spread across multiple regions. The same is true of AI. Multiple parts sharing the same function interlink to strengthen that function. For example, the more sensor memory boards you have, the greater ZEKE's search and detect capabilities will be. Install more movement boards, and you'll increase its mobility.
Meaning the AI's capabilities change depending on how much memory we give it?
Exactly. The more boards you install, the more powerful a function will be.
Hey, that was only 30 minutes. Okay. Fair enough. It's probably closer to 5 hours. Alright. Likely will be by the end, too. Oh, there's still 2 more. Strangelove Simulation, Boss's Final Mission.
Enter simulation date. August 24th. Location. Selinoyarsk, USSR. Mission. Support a covert agent whose objective is the rescue of a nuclear weapons scientist. Who is the agent? Your student. Your most beloved. Acknowledged. Define current mission progress. With your help, the agent has successfully made contact with the target. All that's left is to wait for recovery. Now, deduce the best course of action. I take the scientist away from the agent. What for? As a gift when I defect. Why are you defecting? To reform my Special Forces unit with my former comrades in arms. No, I don't want to know your objective. I'm asking for the reason. Why are you betraying your country? I do not defect in order to betray America. Betrayal is merely the outcome of that defection. Response time is always slower here. Perhaps she lacks confidence in her judgment. You're a hero in the West. Why should the Soviets trust you? In addition to the scientist, I provide them with a portable nuclear warhead in order to win the favor of a Russian GRU officer. And then you launched it. Launched? The nuke? Me? That's right. At a target inside Soviet territory. Nuclear weapons make my blood run cold. They blot out the future. How could I? Karma. Is it my karma? The karma my mistake has brought upon us? My... Attention. Discontinue forward reasoning. Cross-check with knowledge base. Affirmative. Cross-check complete. Revising conclusion as follows. I steal the new weapons developed by the scientist, and then launch the nuke at the Weapons Design Bureau. Forward and backward reasoning are in conflict. Attention. Return to forward reasoning. Affirmative. Your apprentice returns for the scientist. I send him away. He doesn't give up. I send my comrades to defeat him. All of them fail. Even the GRU officer who oversaw your defection is defeated by your apprentice, along with a new weapon. Now, what is your course of action? I fight him. Why? With your GRU patron dead, there's no reason for you to fight. Why not just run away? I must fight him. I do not see the reason. With a soldier of your caliber on his side, how could the GRU officer be defeated to begin with? Did you betray him too? I've been waiting for a long time. You could switch allegiance from GRU to KGB and take the remaining nuke as a gift. There's no chance they wouldn't welcome a hero of your stature. Drift away. My place is with them now. I didn't ask you that. Give me the basis for your reasoning. Tell me the truth. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield. Why won't you answer me? It's like you were just waiting for him to kill you. I was disloyal. Betrayed my country. I deserve to die. How can you say that? You can't be a traitor. You're not that kind of person. Kill me. Kill me now. Stop it! Stop it! Attention! Discontinue reasoning. One must die, and one must live. Stop it, damn you! Discontinue! Life's end. Isn't it beautiful? Shut down! always in the same place. Her reasoning goes haywire. Someone holds the key. Perhaps it's him. I'll get it out of him. One way or another.
She told me everything. Why did she open her heart to me like that? At the time, I couldn't understand it. But now, I think I do. Snake, she wanted you to know the truth. She chose me to tell you. That's why she saved my life. I've lied to you so many times, but not this time. My orders from the government were to obtain the legacy and to eliminate everyone who knew the truth about what happened.
We've already heard that tape from the end of Snake Eater. That's why I cut out of it. Oh, it really won't go through until I finish progressing through the entire tape? Oh, jeez. I can't live with there being an exclamation point there. What actually happened to the boss? Hey, alright. Let's play some video games again. Let's see. So, This Name Is Lame was very kind and sent me some tips for how to get the true ending. So, I need to have a level 40 intel team. The only optional ZEKE part I need is a railgun, which I get from redoing the Chrysalis fight. So how do I redo the Chrysalis fight? Is it just an extra ops, or do I go back and do the main ops? And also, how do I get it to drop? I just don't shoot it? Secret set of extra ops, check out, I think it's available now. You do extra ops 29, and instead of going to the goal when you collect the items, go all the way to the Light Valve. Let's try to do that. Can do that. This is like a secret, basically.
Let's get this mission started.
I think I'll do the main op then, if it'll let me. Let's go. Oh, I should have re-equipped the sneaking suit. Shit. Let me back out and do that. It's gonna make a big enough difference. I've gotten too used to having the sneaking suit for taking dudes out stealthily. So if I just do the main op and don't shoot the railgun, I should be able to get it. That's not too bad.
Stealth.
4. Still have my balloons.
Stay out of the enemy's sight as you recover those supplies, and don't get lost.
Glad they can't see that.
Fulton recovering a helicopter is complete.
What was that noise?
Nothing you need to worry about, friendo. I think it's only the one guy who heard it.
I'm seeing things. Huh? What's that?
Really glad that's not instant. Oot. Alright, should be able to sneak around the back and pick him up here.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
There's gameplay too? What?
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Okay, so I'm supposed to C4 this, right? Dope. Got it. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Okay, you're done with that area.
So
Head for the goal.
don't head to the goal, you're telling me.
You've completed your mission. Now hurry to the recovery point.
Region map. So we want to go Playa del Elba. That's like southwest. Making sure I'm going the right way. This looks right. So normally this would block me from leaving and saying that's not part of the mission, but this is basically like a secret that I'm unlocking. Oh, this is like the initial map.
You
Okay.
see some sort of weird animal over by the pier?
What the hell is that? Monster Hunter or something? Oh, new cutscene.
A talking cat. Trenya.
It is Monster Hunter.
Creatures, even rarer than a talking cat.
Oh, it doesn't actually have voice acted dialogue.
Monsters.
You make Chico so happy.
Hi, Ben.
Come on.
Sorry.
It's not Marty, that's Ben.
Come on.
No, Cammy, that's Ben.
Come on. You.
Close enough.
You're not exactly an ordinary yourself.
Is this just them associating the PSP with Monster Hunter? Drop amazing stuff when you beat him. It's just the constant
Sounds
meowing sound.
Perfect.
Now, is this a sanctioned Monster Hunter reference? Because Monster Hunter's Capcom, isn't it? This is Konami. That's funny. The other prerequisite is hearing all of Chico's briefing files. Hey! That's funny. It's not gonna give me credit for finishing the mission, right? They did actually cooperate. This wasn't like an unofficial little reference. It's funny though. I noticed Monster Hunter controls were one of the control options too. Yeah. Just because it was such a big deal on the PSP. Okay, that didn't count. Alright, so now I have a bunch of extra ops connected to Monster Hunter, presumably. And a bunch more Chico calls, I assume. Rathalos. Copyright Capcom. Alright. That's funny. They just added Rathalos to Final Fantasy XIV,
You'll
too.
be facing some powerful opposition, but it's nothing you can't handle. Believe in yourself.
I wonder if the whole co-ops thing was inspired by Monster Hunter co-op in the first place. It actually kind of reminds me, like a lot of the vehicle battles in this game, the enemies just feel like they have way too many hit points. And that's been my persistent complaint with Monster Hunter. Of course Chico has stuff.
Chico, I met that talking cat.
The legendary Trenya? Really?
Trenya, yeah, that's what it called itself. Is it famous?
In certain circles, yeah.
I'm still having trouble believing it. I never thought I'd be talking to an animal one day. What a world.
Amazing you could understand his language.
Picking up the local lingo is one of the basics of intelligence work.
That's what makes you the boss. Hey, say something in Trenya's language, will you?
Meow. Meow. Meow, meow, meow.
Wow. I have no idea what you're saying.
Of course you wouldn't.
So what did Trenya say?
It said it would take me to that island you talked about.
Really? Oh, take me too, boss, please, please!
I know you must be excited, but we don't know what's out there. Could be dangerous. I'll scout it out first.
No fair.
Come on, Chico. This isn't as cut and dry as you think. You can come next time, depending on what I find. I'll take some photos if I get the chance. Sorry, kid, but that's life.
So I wonder what came first. I wonder if they knew they wanted to do a Monster Hunter collaboration and so added a character that's obsessed with, like, Bigfoot and other monsters.
Apparently, there are other cats that talk besides Trenya on Isla del Monstruo.
There's more of them?
Yep, they're called the felines. But supposedly they don't ever come to Costa Rica. You should try talking to them if you spot them. Who knows what kind of stuff they have to say?
Yeah, just when you think things can't get any crazier.
Also, the felines are nice to humans. So you be sure and be nice back. Don't you go attacking them or anything.
I would never hurt a defenseless little kitty.
I used to have this book full of pirate lore. It had the story about Rathalos, king of the skies. Most accounts describe it as a dragon with wings, or a wyvern.
A wyvern? A two-legged dragon? Vlad the Impaler's coat of arms had one on it.
Yeah, and he was a model for Count Dracula. There are reports of ships being attacked out in the middle of the ocean. So Rathalos must be able to fly great distances. And what's more, Rathalos is said to breathe fire.
Breathe fire? An animal like that can't possibly be real.
We're talking about a monster, Snake. Forget what you think you know.
I think that's everything. Cool. Probably want the sneaking weapon. I guess we could go into the mission and find out. It might end up having to be a bunch of nukes. I like that the island is shaped like a paw print. By nukes, I mean like RPGs. We'll check it out and I'll back out if what I have doesn't work.
About time.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
Yeah.
So a spy has to learn the local lingo. Like he already knows how to speak cat. You got the little shitty ones too, that's funny. This is a super MGS thing to do, I like it. There was an Ape Escape collaboration in Snake Eater, right? I don't think it was in Subsistence though. Or the HD remake maybe. It's funny. It'd be funny if I was allowed to trank it. Wow, they really went all out with this, didn't they? Can trank it.
Is this even real?
Is it trankable before I spend a bunch of time? It's not really progressing its hit point bar at all at the moment. This is too funny. I had no idea this was in the game. Got a Fulton balloon, these little raptors. Never actually did this. Ouch. Alright, I think I'm gonna try switching to using a rocket launcher. It's fucking funny though. Oh, that's too good. Yes, please. Prep.
Stealth.
Switch back to battle, which already has everything I think I should need. Got the supplies. Yeah, this is what I was using for the boss fight. Yeah, it really makes me wonder if they were inspired by Monster Hunter with the whole 4-player co-op system. It feels really similar. Would make a lot of sense if that's what they were going for. Miller's reaction. Yeah, the world map and the UI. I didn't even think about the map at all. That really makes this game make a lot more sense to me. I've been kind of puzzled by it. Trying to figure out how it fits into my understanding of the series. But you're right, you walk in between these little small maps that are connected. The items seem kind of similar. Shit. I think I'm just overall not a fan of hit point sponges in any game. I think it's bad design. I don't know why Monster Hunter has been so successful with it for such a long time. I don't know if that's a personal preference thing. Some people appear to really, really like it. Oh man, game is slowing way down. Cannot handle this thing. That's in-game, that's not stream. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's fair. Well, we'll try it this one time. So there's more than just this mission, or is it mostly the Rathalos mission? Man, getting knocked out sucks in this fight. Maybe that's part of it being co-op. You're supposed to have an ally that helps wake you up, I guess. Several missions. The way I think about it, I feel like all Monster Hunter fights go on for about 10 minutes longer than they really need to. Like, you kind of get the point, and then it goes on 3 or 4 more times. I'm surprised they give you a health bar. Is Rathalos like the most iconic Monster Hunter monster? I would explain why it's in Final Fantasy XIV as well. Use your land, asshole. And smash as well. Yeah, this isn't gonna take too long to be worth it. That's funny that it exists, though. Thanks for pointing me to it. Alright, let's try to get this level 40 intel team and see if we can do the Chrysalis fight while I've got this giant boss momentum. Hold up. Let me see what level my intel team is right now. I could probably pump it to 40. Level 32. Okay. So I'm pretty close. If I just keep doing regular missions, I should be able to get that eventually. Yeah, that sounds good, this name. Sure, thank you. So Chrysalis is the one. Mission prep. All of this stuff is probably fine. And just don't attack the railgun, and I think I should be able to get it, I hope. Now, is this set up so it can only drop when you play it in the post-game? Like, it won't even drop if you immediately replay it? Oh, this fight, shit. This might take a while. At least I have the M60 this time.
Take out the Chrysalis. That thing needs to be eliminated once and for all. Those rounds will chew through any wall you try to hide behind.
Having like hard mode versions of the boss fights is also very Monster Hunter.
The chopper had a red lamp on it. You should be able to see that through the fog.
You hang out in the southeast area, it won't hit you that often. Like down here. I'm definitely doing more reasonable damage with the RPG-7 over here, like. Gotcha. Oh yeah, you're not kidding. Stop moving. Good, you do that. God damn it. It looks like each hit I get with this weapon is a health bar. Or more, nice. Leveling up gear hype. Well, that's way less of a hassle. That's much more reasonable, especially given how much it moves.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Ow. Where'd the kidnapper go? Did it just come at me and blow up, basically? Just dodge? Rude. It keeps dodging. No, it's like shunting itself to the left as I shoot. I don't like normal mode. I can't fight it in normal mode.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Yeah. I guess I can try to shoot it with the M60 while it's moving around like this.
Hit that thing with rockets.
Ouch. And it started moving right as I was about to get shot up. Where are you at, numbnuts? Here we go. Yeah, I just dodged again, see? It shunted where it was. And again, it's really weird. I wonder why that keeps happening. Yeah. It's happened several times now. Let me just shoot the main thing, M60 at that point. Nice. Can do.
Pull out all the
Let's
unlocked
go.
memory boards. Pull out the memory boards. All the unlocked boards will have icons over them.
So the thing that causes them to be unlocked is what you didn't damage during the fight, right?
Any boards you remove can be used to build our own AI weapon. Memory boards have different functions according to the icons.
Oh, what was the
displayed.
triangle pop
Go
up
ahead
there?
and take whichever ones you want. If you attack parts on the exterior of the machine,
Oh, they're what I
the
did
memory
damage?
boards that control those parts should
Ah.
light up. You can tell what a memory board does by looking at its color when it lights up.
Pick up a tape. Alright, we'll see if we get it after this. If not, I'll try to deeps the railgun better. I think I still needed head parts as well. I'd never seen that prompt before. It's like a bonus you can get if you press it as you're moving in between boards. Stacks of boards.
Snake,
She played me like a piano.
forget about it.
I think that's just repeating the thing we saw last time. Okay, so those are AI parts, which are separate. So I get walk parts, power parts, and leg parts, but no railgun. Should I be shooting the railgun to get it?
Snake.
I was under the impression if I shot it, we'd be in trouble. Oh, it was new dialogue? Whoops. What did it say? Oh, the guy with the lighter fingers escaped? Okay, thanks. And that just kind of happened as a result of me doing a certain number of missions, right? Press the story automatically. 5. I can, yeah. I may end up doing that, but as long as I have to do other missions anyway, I'll see if I can get intel that way. So I think I can have a maximum of 50 people on the team and need to be level 40, so the average contribution of each member has to be at least +1 level. .46 and 47, okay. I also think I should Google the best way to go about getting the railgun off the Chrysalis. If I just have to keep fighting it and hope it drops randomly, or if there's any way that I can handle it. Strike. Walkman level 3. Google it real quick. How to farm the railgun. Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker. Oh, the extra ops version will make it easier?
Snake, Zadornov has escaped custody. Find him.
Gotcha. I can do these missions now, right? I don't have to wait until I've got everything else built up.
Stealth.
Okay, cool. There's one that I should wait on, let me know. Huh?
Find Zadornov and bring him back here with Fulton recovery.
I see. Gotcha.
Fulton recovery.
So whenever a story mission pops up, I can go ahead and do it. But there might be some that won't pop until after I have built Metal Gear ZEKE or whatever.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Just seeing things. It was just the wind. Nothing to worry about. Makes perfect sense. Don't even begin to question it. Wish I could get an upgraded trank gun that penetrates
Fulton
helmets.
recovery subject confirmed
I
onboard
can still
helicopter.
shoot him in the butt, but butt shot's much harder to land. Do. Hello. Glad we played the games in this order too. I don't think I could have gotten used to going back to Snake Eater's CQC, which doesn't give you a second to grab them again. I guess once you slam them once, that's all you need in Snake Eater, if I recall correctly.
Start talking.
Neat. Keep moving. I still don't really have a reason to be discerning with who I capture until I cap out on dudes and have to start dismissing people. Shoot him right in the butt. Is he gonna stay asleep, though, as I transition maps? I'm guessing no. It remembered. That's a shocker. Hold on.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Screwed that up. Yikes. I think I should have saved some of these Fultons for later levels. Colored smoke grenade? Huh. Is there like one confidential document in each of the main levels, or they kind of spread out among the main and extra ops? Varies. Okay. Hello. I'm gonna start saving Fultons for the final area now if I can. Basically, if there's a guard that I take out that isn't inside of another guard, I'm gonna try to save my Fultons. I think I have to save one for to finish the mission, right? Can I get more Fultons back with supply drops, or do they not work for that? I don't think I've ever done a mission where I've had them. Guess I can try real quick and see what happens. Nope, nobody here, nothing to worry about.
What's going on? There must be hostiles in the area.
Give it a try and see what happens.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Doesn't look like they gave me any there, so I don't think I can get any more of them. I may as well sleep these guys then so they don't get up as quickly. It's interesting that they don't do a lot of unit mixing. Like, I don't think I've done a stage yet that has the heavy guys and also has the sneaky guys that hide behind trees and stuff. Doesn't give you more, but some missions do have more to pick up. Okay. Cool. But you're not always strictly limited to what they give you at the beginning. This would have been the good map to save them for. Oh, it's him. Hey.
Start talking.
It's funny.
Try using Fulton recovery on it.
That's funny.
Okay, you're done with that area. Head for the goal.
Cool. That was pretty painless.
Mission complete. Great job.
Should have popped back over and Fulton the other guards I left behind, but oh well. I'll take an A rank. Soliton radar? Fuck yes. Wow, that's pretty hot.
So, you found me.
It's Steve Bloom.
What are you up to anyway?
Just going for a stroll.
Kaz, I've got Zadornov returning home.
Acknowledge, Snake.
So it shouldn't repeat any old codecs on this black screen.
Yeah, looks like a cassette tape. Don't worry, it's clean. No trace of explosives or anything. Return address just says Eva.
What?
Someone you know?
An old acquaintance.
Oh, the plot thickens. Tidings from an old flame?
Don't start, Kaz. Anyway, I'll check it out later.
Okay, just don't go running off after this chick. We can't afford for you to be distracted right now.
Mother base. Tense hostility. Wow, that's like almost all of them. Oh, I'd even put him in the brig. That's interesting. Alright, let's see who we can assign. Intel's still at 35. I'll move people when I need to later. You can get that Soliton radar, though. Wait, a crazy person? Is it a weapon? Huh. Do I just already have access to it without needing to research it? Oh, so I have the thing for it. I need to get my R&D and Intel teams high enough. Gotcha. Yeah, I want to put a pretty high priority on that. That'll be really convenient. It's the radar for Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2. No. Skip does let me skip all of them, but I guess it still shows me people that got wounded. Summarizes that. Died? Bummer. Let's try that again. Keep doing this. It gets us a big GMP boost. Alright, that's all taken care of. I might try to do another Chrysalis fight, I guess. Looks like you're right, it's just basically random chance whether or not it drops. I don't think it matters whether I shoot the railgun or not. Vehicle... How would I unlock the harder Chrysalis Battle? Do I have to do all of the prerequisite vehicle battles to get it eventually or something? Soon to get head parts too. I don't know why those haven't been dropping.
Combat.
Specific extra. Okay, so it might be some extra ops have to be cleared to get it. Thanks. Roger. Hope you guys like singing robots. It's really interesting that they chose to gate the true ending behind that.
Take out the Chrysalis. That thing needs to be eliminated once and for all. Those rounds will chew through any wall you try to hide behind.
Normal mode is the one I just want to... Come on, buddy. Switch modes. We'll be right back. Gotta go check the front door real quick. Sorry, Andrea had a scare with her visa for her Vietnam science conference trip. She had previously been under the assumption that she could pick up her visa at the airport, like a visa on arrival thing. She's done that for a lot of international travel before and found out yesterday that that was not the case. So we got one overnighted. She wanted me to make sure we actually got it. And she was like, oh shit, that flight was really expensive. Granted, we should have researched that closer sooner, and we will in the future. Learned our lesson. But it did get here okay, and she'll make it. Yeah. I'm glad it made it. Yeah, it keeps doing that shunting thing. What's up with that? Maybe it's based on where I'm targeting it. See, like it doesn't show damage dealt. Maybe I need to catch it while it's attacking or something. Yeah, see? It like ports out of the way for some reason. Right? That's super weird. Like, only every fourth shot actually seems to land for some reason. Numbers in the unlock order make me cross-reference to what they are. Oh, I'm sorry. Right. She fortunately just got her passport redone, so she should be okay.
The surround indicator lets you locate enemies even when you can't see them.
Well, I didn't bring that one with me. I didn't need it this time. So She should be good until like 2026. So why is this going so much faster? Did my new guns just do that much more damage per hit? Screw rocket launchers anymore. They were necessary before, but not anymore. What's it saying? Oops, I guess I died.
All the unlocked boards will have icons over them.
Okay, thanks, this name.
Any boards you remove can be used to build our own AI weapon. Memory boards have different functions according to the icons displayed over them. Go ahead and take whichever ones you want. If you attack parts on the exterior of the machine,
Hit triangle that time and it works.
control those parts should light up. You can tell what a memory board does by looking at its color when it lights up.
Alright, fingers crossed on head parts and railgun parts. Can't get head parts in any standard fights except Peace Walker 2? Okay. And shooting the ball is what keeps me from getting head parts, right? Great. Oh, S rank that time, alright. Strangelove's cassette tape number 1. Okay. May or may not play.
She played me like a piano.
Forget about it.
That's the one we already saw. Oh, I got some head parts that time. And the railgun. Nice. I think I only needed one head part. I'll check after this. Yeah, my concern with the harder fights, I like how quick these ones are going by. Alright, let me see what's going on with Zeke. Optional. All main parts have to be set first. I need 2 more head parts. Maybe they're more likely to drop from Peace Walker 2. I guess I'm getting XP with the guns too. Maybe the XP makes you do more damage with them. Right. Let's see if Pupa 2 is available. I guess since they dropped from the Chrysalis Battle, that could just do Chrysalis over and over. Let me see how Pupa 1 goes here real fast. They're in the 110s. Okay, thanks.
That's an AI weapon. The Pupa. It's fast, so be careful.
Hey, what effects? How you doing? Wait, is this actually slower than the Chrysalis? It might be. Holy shit. Maybe it's just the Gustav that does a shitload now. This thing doesn't actually have a head, though, does it? I don't know. Oh, I can drop prone under it? Oh, that's cool.
There'll be some warning signs when it's coming out.
Yeah. It's apparently heavily inspired by Monster Hunter. We fought a Rathalos in this game, Ludifex. Had a Palico show up and take us to Monster Island where we fought a Monster Hunter. That has explained so much to me about what makes this game weird. Why all the bosses are like big hit point sponges. Should have a ration equips. Why it is balanced around 4 players. Why the maps are oriented the way they're oriented. I'm on it. Yeah, oops, I guess I died. Oops, I guess I'm dead. You go into packs that effects? I forgot to pick up the little thing. Because I just be mashing triangle as I move across sections. I have Saturday, Sunday passes. Because I'm a speaker, I get a speaker badge, so I have an extra set. Let me make sure that I can find someone that wants Monday, Friday first. but I could hook you up.
No good.
That is why I was asking. Let me pop on like PAX Badge Exchange or something and see if anyone's looking for just Monday or just Friday. I think Monday's still for sale, isn't it? You might actually have an easier time selling... Well, no, never mind. Anyway, I'll connect with you off stream. Yeah. I'll tell you what, if in your search you find someone that wants your Monday, Friday badges, you could sell yours to them, and I can sell you a full set. So I'll try to look into it as soon as possible. I'm working on my panel stuff in the mornings. Keep busy for me. Sounds good. Hey, that was it. We only needed 2 more head parts, or do we need 3? At least that tells me I can just farm Pupa over and over. I can just stand in front of it and...
Snake, I'm proud to announce that preparations for Metal Gear ZEKE are complete.
Dope.
We can activate it any time.
Got it.
Thanks.
Thanks, Huey.
No need to thank me. At least now I can finally say I helped you with something.
Hope to have a practice
You can
talk
use
out
it in outer ops too.
Friday.
Just select ZEKE when you're forming your unit. Be sure to take it out for a field test.
Okay.
You can change weapons and check memory boards just like before. Use your observations from a field test to make any adjustments.
A work in progress, huh?
There's something I need to discuss with you, boss.
Get to the point, Kaz.
We recovered the nuclear warhead that was loaded onto Peace Walker from the bottom of Lago Kosibalka.
What?
Warheads are radioactive, even if they're relatively stable. If we just left it there, it would contaminate the lake, or fall into the hands of terrorists.
Creating another crisis.
Right. So while the White House is figuring out how to cover its ass,
Yeah, right, you
take
can
some precautions.
What did you have in mind?
Yeah, I was saying I'm never going to use that in outer ops.
What?
No way.
What else would we do with it? ZEKE is our deterrent. To protect ourselves from nuclear attack, we need a nuclear weapon ourselves. Of course, if you're not on board, we could always dispose of it. But it won't be easy getting another nuke.
We don't want any terrorists getting their hands on a nuke. So let's hang on to our
Get rid
nuke.
of it later. Load it onto some fishing boat and leave it out in the
Governmentless band of mercenaries.
No one would ever know it's there. But if you want to get rid of it, boss, we'll get rid of it.
No, don't. As long as there are nukes out there, we need one ourselves.
Are we the
if we're going to
baddies?
be a world power.
I knew you'd see it that way, boss. So as long as we stand apart from nations, we need something to put us on equal footing. In a way, MSF is a country itself. And we just became the world's 7th nuclear power.
I like how there wasn't a huge rush to recover that warhead by every other nation. But okay, it's fine. They needed a reason for Outer Heaven to have nukes. Nope. We are never, ever, 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 ever field deploying Metal Gear ZEKE. I don't think they do. Railgun. Auto equips. Cool. Oh, can I make multiple Metal Gears or something? I can give it upgraded parts, I see. That wasn't too bad then. Haven't been allowed in the AI storage to do anything. Extra parts are there if it's destroyed. Gotcha. You do. Because they're trying to set up the transition from MSF to Outer Heaven. Because Big Boss has to become a bad guy. Topi died. I just assigned that guy. He isn't already, right? Right, go. I don't mind them retconning Big Boss a little bit, but it seems like they're not taking it far enough at this point. You want to make him a reasonable character. I think that you need to... Let's see, no one's good at intel. Okay. Zadornov's still in the brig. He's really good at intel, which makes sense. Hopefully if we get him out of there, we can move him if he'll join us. Paz and Chico are really good at intel for some reason. Alright, so next thing I gotta do is I gotta get intel to 40, which I could do by taking people out of the combat units. Let me do that real fast. Anybody that has better than a... Wait, are they still assigned? I didn't think I had anybody assigned. What's that all about? Oh, I have to take them out of the teams in here first, don't I? Right. They don't just have to be sent out. Okay. Got it. Now let's see. If they have better than an E in Intel, they go to Intel. Which isn't very many of them, turns out. Yeah. So I think that you only get one level for the C ranked people, and it's maybe, I'm gonna say like 0.75 of a level for D rank. And probably 0.5 for E rank. So you have to have a certain number of people at the right levels. And I guess I'll send 10 E ranks just to see what happens. That gets us right to level 40. I'd like to get to 41 though, because 41 gets me, what do you call it? Assault on radar. So let me dump somebody out of here. How Amanda is worse than Chico. Hideo's S-ring, what is he in the medical team? Yeah, we don't need a medical team. Thanks. Assault on radar. Thanks, Kojima. Cobra is also S rank. Or C rank, I should say. Excuse me. Mess Hall doesn't need to be as good as it is. Miller is A rank. She has too much empathy. You know how whooping brains are. Thanks, Kojima. Oof. Oof, owie. Yeah, hold on. See if I have anyone with a C or a B in R&D. B and A, I should say. There's Miller, technically, but Alright, that's fine for now. Hey, Peace Guy, how you doing? You should be all set up. Check your SP. Should carry it over from Noob. Alright, let's see. R&D. Let's make that Soliton radar. That is expensive as hell. Holy crap. Yeah. It was doing such a good job. Like, he was starting to get on the right track where he was like, you know, Alan Turing to the Imitation Game, and it turns out you can't tell the difference between men and women when you can't see them. It's like, hell yeah, you're getting it. But as we know, we had to model the AI after a woman's brain because women have empathy. God. Waking up that late. Yeah, super ill. Especially since he has Strangelove say it so matter-of-factly, right? It's like, nope, we're humans. Just do extra ops until things happen? Okay, cool. Thank you for your help. I really appreciate it. Any suggested extra ops that are particularly cool? Oh yeah, no, it's a huge problem in STEM Yukupo. I have a friend from high school who believes that junk. Didn't you know that bonobos blah blah blah? Alright, should be good. I'm very much a nurture person. I'd argue that most observed differences are the result of positive feedback loops from cultural and societal effects. You know, if you grow up your whole life and the only thing that's ever advertised to you is Barbie dolls, of course we're going to sell more Barbie dolls to girls. This shouldn't be surprising. 62? Don't have that yet. Guess I'll do... I lost one of my tanks, I want to say. Maybe it was my chopper. Since these are going faster, but those are harder. Eliminate the kidnappers.
Let's get this mission started. Complete the mission
40
and
targets,
proceed
wow.
to the Fulton recovery point so we can get you back alive and well. Good luck out there.
Great. It's a really good line in, what was it, Ratatouille, Ludifex? The critic says something to the effect of, I'm going to butcher it, maybe someone can find the actual line, that it's not that anyone can be a great cook or a great artist, but a great artist can come from anywhere. I like that. It's not that anybody could do this. It's not saying the same thing.
Hey, what's with all this sighing? You're not your usual self.
Oh, Snake.
Something on your mind?
Huh? No, not really. I guess... Hey, Snake. Girls are funny, you know? You can never tell what they're thinking.
With the short pause from Snake, like, oh god.
Maybe they really are different from us men.
Whoa, what's this about now? Chico, do you have a crush on somebody?
No, it's not that. I just...
What? Go ahead, you can talk to me.
Whenever I talk to Paz, my heart starts pounding and everything I say comes out wrong.
Paz? I guess she is pretty close to your age.
That ever happened to you, Snake?
Well, sure. Happens to everybody.
Well, how do I talk to her?
That is a tough one. Why don't you try, talking to her like you talk to everybody else?
No, it doesn't work. I freeze up every time I'm around her.
That's funny.
Our eyes meet and my face starts burning for some reason.
It's like living on the battlefield. You just have to get used to it. You're nervous at first, but the more you're out there, the more natural it feels. Get your courage up and go talk to her more often.
Oh, okay. Man, girls are more full of mysteries than UMAs.
Oh, you got that right.
That's pretty great.
I gotta say, I'm surprised you helped us arm Metal Gear with nukes.
What of it?
Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful and all, but you sure about this? They may be for MSF self-defense, but they're still nukes. It's essentially the same thing as Peace Walker, which you despised.
See,
really
that's
good
exactly
points.
it.
What is?
You don't hide your motives. You tell the truth. That's what makes you different from those CIA bastards. They lay on the charm, win you over. And then, when things get hairy, they turn their backs on you.
I'm just telling it like it is.
Which is why I get the feeling that you wouldn't be stupid enough to use them. Okay, I'll come out and say it. I trust you.
You give me too much credit.
You think so? Besides, there's more uses for bipedal locomotion technology than weapons. We make it small enough, and it could have applications in robotics and prosthetic limbs. Maybe one day I'll even be able to walk.
Fucked up universe where in order to get prosthetic legs so that you can walk, you have to build a giant walking nuclear tank first.
And I'll use your strength to help
Like
me
that's
do
the direction it goes in.
If you don't mind, of course.
Nah, it's a fair enough deal.
Thanks. People can change, I know. But I trust you, Snake. I trust you to be the guy I know now.
Maybe with this steam engine we can finally invent the wheel.
How's the ZEKE AI different from Peace Walker's?
ZEKE's AI isn't a replica of the human thought process. It isn't programmed to make decisions about nuclear retaliation. On the other hand, it is capable of highly independent action in combat when given orders from a pilot. It can protect infantry, destroy the enemy, and, if ordered,
launch a nuke.
Let us hope it never comes to that.
My sentiments exactly.
Kind of seems like it doesn't need an AI if it only responds to orders. That sounds more like an if statement to me than an AI. But, you know, whatever. Alright. I can't tell if this is sneaking. It says there's 40 targets. So we'll see if I'm auto-aggroed. If I am, I'll switch to a combat set. Music seems to suggest I'm auto-aggroed. Oh, wait, when they say kidnappers, they're talking about... Oh, my bad. Sorry, I'm a dummy. I thought they meant, like, just like dudes. That's nice. Giving me the tools I need for the level. What the hell is this crap? Do these have limited ammo? I don't see an ammo display anywhere. Let's have a reticle here. Yeah. Basically missile command, tower defense at the towers. shooting at this one?
Head for the recovery zone.
That was straightforward.
Complete. Folks back at Mother Base will be thrilled.
Is it 56 to 66 are more exotic? Okay. I'd like to do that Rathalos mission, but it seems really brutal. Like, it has even more hit points than a boss typically does. Maybe I just need to level up my guns more or something. Neat.
Bad news, Snake. Zadornov's on the loose.
Man, this motherfucker keeps getting out.
Funny. We took away his prosthetic and did a full body check. We even increased the guard.
You think he had help?
Fighting Smash.
Anyway,
Or Final Fantasy
I'm adding a new
14.
mission. Locate and recover Zadornov.
I wonder if it's the Monster Hunter team that are actively going out to other devs and saying, hey, put our shit in your game. It seems really odd. That or it's just like a national institution. So many people in Japan like Monster Hunter that it's just every developer likes it and wants to include it. It's fine. Wait, do I not have enough GMP at all to create this thing? I guess it is the most expensive thing I've ever seen. Probably because I moved a bunch of my dudes to the Intel team. I'll need to have level 40 Intel, right? Guess I need 41 if I want the Soliton radar, so I'm gonna try to get it as close to that as I can to make sure I have enough money here. Let's kick that time, yikes. Still working on it. Alright, so they're 46, so I can afford to get rid of anybody with good GMP that has an E ranking, which is 1. Oh, that's nice, I don't have to manually move them every time. 2 should do it. Alright, that's the dream right there. And then just focus on the Soliton. Don't need to make anything else. Fantastic. Can I repair mechs? Or they just break eventually and there's nothing I can do about it? I have a feeling it's the latter. Alright, let's go try to get Steve Bloom. They repair when you're not using them. Okay. I won't send any outer ops up for a while then. Should be fine. Zadornov search mission 2.
Snake, Zadornov's disappeared from his cell again. Find him.
You could probably teach us a thing or two about sneaking, apparently. Get that Soliton radar. Good night, Kai Mom. Thanks for hanging out. Is Friday good for Kai Mom or Kai Han to see Machinarium? It's pretty close to her bedtime. Alright, let's save this for now. Last mission was fairly long. Cool. Awesome.
What was that? I'm seeing things.
Oh, fucking video games. That's the best. Just seeing things. It is dark out, I guess.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
The wind. I wish I could upgrade CQC so that this would be a one-shot. Feel a lot better. No worries. If anyone needs me to make any slight adjustments on schedule for subblock, just let me know. What does the exclamation point mean? Does that mean that that's the path I have to take to finish the mission? Oh, it's blocked off. Opposite, then. So that's how you might know to go check out the Monster Hunter area, because you wouldn't have seen the block indicator. You normally would have expected it.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Super pumped to see how MGS5 develops on this formula.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Box bomb. So much box shit in this game. Alright, where are you hiding, asshole? There he is. He looks kind of dead.
Freeze. Down.
Try using Fulton recovery on him.
It's getting kind of silly, actually.
Head for the recovery zone. We'll pick you up there.
He's gonna keep busting out like 5 or 6 times and in different poses every time.
The folks back at Mother Base will be thrilled.
It's awesome. Glad I had Trank with me. Wasn't just depending on CQC.
Kaz, I caught Zadornov.
Impossible. I thought I'd made it. Acknowledged and appreciated.
You can Fulton hold up people? Okay, good to know. That's funny, sir. So they'll fly up while they're awake? Tense hostility, yeah. How we doing on Soliton radar? 15%. That's gonna take a while. Nothing else I really want to research. I think I'm just gonna skip outer ops for a while since I don't really need GMP. Maybe that's Soliton radar though. 56. We're not going to do the date with Paz. It's gross. Oh, another base defense. It was pretty hard last time. I guess this one I can do is Snake. Try it as Snake. Let's see what happens.
Let's get this mission started.
I'll just give this one try.
Complete the mission and proceed to the Fulton recovery point so we can get you back alive and well. Good luck out.
35, you said? I'll give it a try. Hold up all enemy mercenaries. Oh, that's cool. The banana will automatically be equipped when you start mission. This is a mission. Don't play with your food.
Let's get this mission started. Complete the mission and proceed to the Fulton recovery point so we can get...
That's funny. Hold up everyone with a banana.
To hold up an enemy, you need to get behind them without being seen. Get close enough without their noticing. Point your weapon, and even a trained soldier will reach for the sky. No sense in holding up an enemy only to have his buddies attack you, though. Make sure you get them when they're alone. And be careful you don't shoot them by mistake. Kill a soldier here, and you fail the mission.
Okay. Yeah. It doesn't even tell, like, the description does not say with a banana. The only way you know about the banana will automatically be equipped. Like, clearly that's how this is gonna work, right? Don't question it.
Get control of all the enemies by holding them up. Hold up all enemies. If you're discovered, the mission's over.
Free.
Oh, that's funny as hell. I love it.
Is complete.
It's too good. Yep, that's a banana.
Free.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Just go up behind people and say freeze, like, requires that I'm behind them, right? They can't hear the banana, and I can't cock or reload the banana. Thanks for recommending this one. This is pretty funny. Does MGS5 still have a pretty good sense of humor like this one does? Is this a sequel to the Ape Escape? Really can't cock or reload the banana.
Free. Free.
Two more. There must be one in the starting area. I don't think it was blocked off. Oh wait, never mind. There's the last two. The guy up there can probably see me if I'm not careful.
Free.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
You think after 5? I've heard so many good things about 5, though, other than it just not ending. I feel like the only way to end happy is to end on Snake Eater.
Head for the recovery zone. We'll pick you up there.
Oops.
I knew you could do it.
I should start doing that. It's a little bit more convenient than CQCing them. Because it's not quite as safe against errors. That's got to be really hard to do without the sneaking suit, too. B ranking. Banana cultivation instructions. Can you actually bring the banana with you? Does it do anything other than hold up? Gotcha. I think it's slightly faster. It can now develop the banana. That's listed as a handgun. That's fantastic. Is it... Can't you do that with any gun, though? I guess maybe you can't accidentally shoot them if you use the banana, right? That's the advantage. 30, okay, so 15% per go. It's gonna take a while. 5 more missions to get the Soliton Raider. The grind for the legendary banana. Yes, but it's more fun with the banana. Fair enough. It's very reasonable. Apples and bananas. Later, sir. Thanks for hanging out. Good seeing you. How long do they stay down after you get them? After you hold them up? They got to get up on their own eventually, right? Should give you a rank bonus for doing missions with just banana. They only get up if they're found. Wow. Interesting.
Freeze.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
I can walk up behind them like that? That's good to know. He just doesn't care. Just saw his buddy get airlifted out of here.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Oh, hold people up. Again, only really possible with the sneaking suit there, right? Big Boss becomes a food scientist, inventing Doritos and... That's funny. I'd play the shit out of that. That and the Katamari Fulton game. Wow, so you don't even have to... I thought you had to, like, tap the button at just the right time. You don't have to do that. You just have to walk up next to them. That's crazy. The latest in banana technology.
Nice. Now we've got to recover those supplies. Hurry. Yes. Now get over to the goal.
Where is the goal? Back near the entrance. Okay.
We're being shot at. Going to alert status.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements. Proceed with extra caution.
Didn't realize there were still dudes out here. She dare walk up this path and get me out of here. Monsanto. Right. This is how most, like, cereal companies start out, right? I'm pretty sure Kellogg was a extra-national nuke harboring mercenary with an eye patch. That's just history. Pretty standard, like, trajectory of technological development. You start with bipedal walking nuclear tank, and you end with cornflakes. I have made the banana. Fantastic. The PKM. Soviet General Purpose Machine Gun. I wonder why I unlocked that so late. It's like 4 more missions. Oops, not versus ops. Start trying to stop the world masturbating before. Then I realized cornflakes was a better option. Right. That was a conversation during the breakfast stream. If you're not caught up, apparently cereal is created to make people less horny. It's news to me too. I see. So they really want to send them to the R&D. But since there wasn't space in R&D, it just kept them in the waiting room. Gotcha. 2-hour series of codex just about the secret discoveries of the vital rice and agriculture research facilities in Arkansas meant to topple Soviet proxy dictatorships. Blow up the designated target for C4. Okay. Any other good missions unlocked? No. Don't look like it. Oh, I did get Pupa Type 2, so I guess it does this unlock based on doing other extra ops. I don't need any of that crap though. I'm trying to stay out of boss fights if I can. It's gonna do classified document retrieval.
Let's get.
Right, Kaz chimes in the whole time. Well, I mean, we have to bring the banana now, right? It's basically mandatory. Is S ranking in sound? So it doesn't make any noise. A delicious fruit, in botanical terms, technically a vegetable, from the plantations of Costa Rica. Its shape vaguely resembles that of a gun. Alright. What does it mean by sound in that case? Is it like... Hold on. We'll just bring it and see what happens. I assume that if you have too much equipment, it makes you move more slowly, right? So the ideal thing is just go into a mission naked. Or I guess with the sneaking suit and the banana, and that's it. And Fulton's. Right. Let's get history wrong with the Discovery Channel. I think that's pretty appropriate for the modern Discovery Channel, what I've heard of it. Huh. I can see him putting one on the other side of this roof. It's my only way to get to it. No? Alright. Appreciate that. Yeah. Debunking Peace Walker. It's clearly aliens. Kind of bums me out how all those learning-oriented channels have gone downhill. See how it happens. Oh shit, well. So much for the banana. It wasn't the banana's fault, it was my fault. I shouldn't blame the banana for my own failures as a gamer. It did its job. It was a banana. That's all it needed to do.
Somebody there?
Nope, nothing to see here. Yeah, I agree, Kupo.
Can't be imagining things.
It was the wind. The man in the silver sneaking suit with the banana.
Freeze. Freeze.
I guess I do have to pop in and out of
Fulton recovery subject
with the bananas. The banana's slightly harder to use, I guess.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Is that a gun? Right, just go up with finger guns. The funniest thing to me is that, like, they can't hear the banana, right? Why do I need to have anything to point at them in the first place?
Freeze.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
2 more.
Freeze. Freeze.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. You can feel the banana radiation. Alright, that's a whole new way to play the game. Where's the last document? Probably on a roof somewhere. There it is. Shit. Thought I could roll over to it. Maybe that doesn't work in this one. Try jumping. Alright, first try.
Okay, you're done with that area. Head for the goal.
Banana only. Very nice.
Great job.
I love how terrified they are of being stuck up too. Like no one ever like reaches behind them. That's even really good for those scout guys that use the wire when you CQC them. I assume you can still hold them up even though they're like usually hiding behind cover. I got XP in my banana usage. I wonder what that's gonna do. I definitely have to power level the banana now. It also works on Peace Walker. Freeze. Oh, well, shit. He's behind me. And he said freeze. Not shit I can do, unfortunately. Ooh, Hush Puppy rank 3. What does that add to it, I wonder? D is my shittiest rank. Banana split. R&D team 42, medical team 27, intel 27. It won't tell me what the advantage is until I finish making it, presumably. Alright. Getting there on the Soliton radar. 3 more. So I still have everything in place to unlock further missions. I just have to keep doing extra ops to pass time, basically. Let's keep the banana. Okay, cool. So I have a feeling I'm not quite going to finish the game today, but I should almost certainly finish it next week at this path. So I should have Metal Gear Solid 5 ready to swap to next week, yeah? I can't go over it all today, unfortunately. Going out to dinner.
Somebody here?
Nope, nothing to see
Nothing
here.
Here he is.
Hang it. And it's Ground Zeroes is first and Phantom Pain is MGS5, or is it the other way around? I can never keep track of it.
Freeze.
It's even better for those guys as they're already on the ground. Man, I love it. God, there's a shitload of people out here.
Here he is.
What was that time penalty for a second ago? Does it remind me what the mission details are? Oh, using Fulton recovery on anyone other than the... Fine. Alright. I was gonna do Ground Zeroes. I just can't remember which one's which. Does that guard have a banana? I think he did.
Freeze.
I guess I could always just eat the time penalty, too.
Nothing here.
Hey, thanks, Yahan. Because it was 13. This is like an absurd number of guards.
It's good to have you. You're super awesome. Thanks. Appreciate that.
Wait.
He does have a banana, doesn't he? I think he
Can't be
does.
imagining things. Freeze. Can't be imagining things.
Maybe going in with the banana gives some of the enemies the banana too. He's supposed to be somewhere here. So this would be a prisoner that's hiding somewhere, I guess. They stay down forever, which is even better than knocking them out, right? Sorry. This guy's always enemy mercenary. Oh, do I have to, is this meant to be a interrogate them mission to figure out which one it is, probably? I guess I can just Fulton all of them and take the ranking penalty. Oh, it's probably the guy with the banana, of course. Doi. Explain why he has one.
Helicopter is complete. Head for the recovery zone. We'll pick you up there.
Gotcha.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed.
Oh, and it stops
onboard
penalizing you on
helicopter.
time, presumably, once you get the right guy. He's fine to just see me running around the map.
I knew you could do it. Piece of cake, right?
Cool. I wonder how much play like the Versus Ops got when this game was at its peak, in like the country that wanted to play it the most. I feel like there's a lot of games that add a competitive mode and very little incentive to ever interface with it. Yep. R&D should still be progressing. 2 more for the Soliton radar. Yeah, cool. Perfect. So that's like the hardest Fulton recovery mission, I guess.
Let's get this mission started.
Beyond the suspension bridge.
Your current objective is to retrieve the prisoners.
Turn around.
Freeze.
This reminds me of a really annoying level in The Last of Us.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
So I've never, like, run out of my full stock of any item ever. Do they just give you an absurd number of them and that's unlikely to happen? Or is it just because I've been picking so many of them up? Could never just, like, flat run out of M60 ammo or Fultons.
Freeze.
Just have an absurd number. I feel like I would have to try to deplete them.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Apples and bananas.
Freeze.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Nothing actually up here.
Freeze.
I think it's slightly faster. They have to take some time to get on the ground, but I think it's slightly faster than CQ seeing them twice. Yeah, I'm going around holding people up with a banana. It's fantastic. I'm trying to up my banana XP as much as possible, so I can level up to the most delicious banana in history. This is what Big Boss's mission was all about. Aerial mine. Big Boss's dream. He comes out after the credits in MGS4. You all got it wrong. Trying to get a K rank.
Freeze.
Potassium is what's in bananas. Potassium is K.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Wait. Can't be imagining things.
But you were.
I heard something. Wait.
Check it out.
Can't be imagining things.
Yeah, dude, come investigate.
Wait. Huh?
There you go. Good job, buddy. Doo-doo.
Can't be imagining things.
Freeze.
It will never not be funny. Save one Fulton for the guy I'm here for.
Watch it. There might be bombs planted next to those prisoners.
Wait, how do I disable bombs in this? I can't crawl over them. Is there another way to deal with them? Come at them from a different direction?
Please, do whatever it takes to bring our compass back.
Hold your banana up to him. Might just be coming from behind. Looks like that did it. Thanks, Miller. Good looking out, bud. Alright, let's see how much banana XP we got.
Folks back at Mother Base will be thrilled.
Is there any mechanical advantage to using the banana? No, you're using a banana. That's the advantage. Got it. Roger. Banana percent. Like, how early can you get it? I think it takes forever to level up. The ultimate grind.
Snake, Zadornov has disappeared from his cell.
God.
What? You're kidding, right?
Afraid not. You got a new mission. Find Zadornov.
Put some extra security on that guy. Oh, the hold-up mission's after the first ending. Bummer. New game plus, banana percent. The main reason I'm not assigning them to go on extra ops is it takes for frickin' ever. Excuse me. Ooh, B rank. No kidding. You tried checking behind the door? What about Nov? It's almost done. Oh man, you had a pretty good chance of landing in on Kodak calls, Paranormal Echoes. Did quite a bit of them today. Alright.
Snake, Zadornov's disappeared from his cell again. Find him.
Let's hold up some people with bananas. Just a void bit. It was right at the end of gameplay. I've actually been on a bit of a gameplay streak right now. This is his third time escaping. Alright. Max out this banana. See dudes in this one. Alright, so there's scouts in this one. Good to know. Can't use the banana on him. I don't think I can get behind him. Makes me very sad. Whoops. I meant to do this. I wish I liked bananas. They seem like such an easy treat.
Subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Know that I'm missing out. It's the first time you've seen gameplay.
Somebody there?
Oh, hello.
Nothing
Friendo.
here.
Freeze.
I pointed a banana at you. How do you feel about booze? You're missing out on something.
Helicopter is complete.
I have a couple things like that. I also don't like mashed potatoes, which is a bummer, because it seems like mashed potatoes is just a thing that absorbs the flavor of whatever you put on them. A vessel for other food. Okay. Sneaky, sneaky. Because we're having the Soliton radar would be great. Like, this specific mission would have been awesome.
Nothing here.
It's just the wind.
Here he is.
Holy shit, that was quick. My thing is I can't do mushy.
Find Zadornov and bring him back here with Fulton recovery.
Mushy anything kind of grosses me out, unfortunately. I guess I should say mushy savory. I can do, or mushy sweet. Whoa, chill out. Snake, what are you doing? Get your shit together, buddy. Secret ingredient is corn syrup. I like bananas in other forms, sure. Just not in its natural form. It's less the taste, more of a texture problem. Bean paste donut? Ooh.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Have to try it. Yeah, if you like, I know that a banana is a very common, easy thing to mix into like a smoothie, right? We'll eat smoothies that have banana in them. But I'll never just like crack open a banana and just go to town. It is not my way. I know you're there, dude, even though there's a thing blocking my third-person vision. There we go. I throw some magazines out there. There's a guy. And there's another guy. Whoa, what? What? That's some, but one more time. I know where all the guards are on that map now. Now that wasn't actually bullshit. He totally should have been able to see me, but it, according to what I've learned about this game, and how bad the enemy vision usually is, I should have gotten away with that shit. Send you up in the air in a balloon. This is our third time running this mission, and we have become exceedingly efficient at it.
Freeze. Freeze.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Make your steak more garlicky. Occasionally had a really fancy steak that was so good that I like pushed the mashed potato into the steak juices so that I could taste more steak. I sacrificed my dislike for the texture.
Freeze.
There's two more dudes. There's a guy up here and on the left. There's a guy up here and on the right. I don't see them though. Is he down below me maybe? There he is. Oh, I see the guy over there now. I think those are the only two. I said this before, but the highest, the most optimal cost to quality ratio steak I've ever had is from Texas Roadhouse. I'm gonna say it's the best steak ever, but given that it only costs like $8, that is the optimal cost to quality ratio. Pan sauce is the tits. Such a useful turn of phrase. Andrea says it a lot. Care for steak or bacon? That was a much tougher mission. Some of these extra ops are like a couple minutes long. I guess you can tell because this one doesn't have a time limit. This might be my guy. Anyone near him that can see him though? Nope, that wasn't him. Oh wait, no, this is Zadornov. My bad, I thought it was a regular Fulton mission. That's why it's so hard. It's a main story mission. They're repurposing this stage by adding mist to it. There's a really good Penn and Teller bullshit episode called The Best that talked about how the whole concept of like, you know, this is the best steak or the best water. It's kind of bullshit and mostly just in our heads. It made the point that there is like, you know, a basic difference between something that's very cheap and something that's well made. But, you know, it doesn't continue exponentially or linearly from there. It decays. You get a pretty quick rate of diminishing returns. There's an asshole. Ghillie suits. Most of the things I ain't trying here. Oh shit.
Where are they? He's here.
God damn it. Alright, well fuck it.
It's the enemy. Send reinforcements.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements now.
You're a dick, dude. Stop that. I didn't bring my Doritos with me? Shit. Alright. Right. Makes value shopping very difficult.
There! Who's that? Got a hostile!
Talking about got a hostile.
Hmm? Who's out there?
Freeze.
Ah! Come in, HQ.
This is HQ.
This is patrol. All clear.
Understood. Return to base.
The return to base path doesn't take them directly in front of one of my sleeping guys here.
Is somebody there?
What is a doner kebab?
Nothing.
I don't know who just saw me or where they were. Be careful. Oh, I see him now.
This place is getting to me.
It is.
Is somebody there? Huh. Nothing.
Is that guy there, I think?
He's here!
You were there too? Alright, I'm glad I didn't reset every time I went down.
What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. Everything's fine. We're fine here. How are you? Peanut butter sandwiches. Well, there goes my suppressor. Maybe the rank 3 is a longer lasting suppressor. Alright, looking for Zadornov. If you turn Zadornov, you can open the door.
HQ.
This is HQ.
This is patrol. Contact lost. Going to alert status.
Understood. The enemy should still be nearby. Find him.
Doo-doo-doo. Turkish meat stuff on a vertical rotisserie. Sounds good. Alright, it's banana time.
This is HQ.
This is patrol. All clear.
Understood. Stay vigilant.
Freeze. Freeze.
Probably hiding in the grass somewhere. The mist makes it harder. Are they generally very likely to... Is he generally very likely to spawn in the last screen? Or is it possible for him to spawn somewhere else?
Freeze.
Got you with my banana. Didn't see that coming. It would be funny if he's one of the guards. Spawns are fixed.
Oh, all right. Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Freeze.
You see if one of them has a red glove, right? That's how you'd find out. It seems like they're trying to do tricks with this. The first one, the trick was just to know to look for him because he was just standing there. Second one, he was lying on the ground and hiding. doesn't have a red hand.
Where the hell did Zadornov go this time? I'm sick of him and his walks. That area is not part of the mission.
Alright, I'll try going back to the earlier areas.
Thoroughly search every possible hiding spot. We're dealing with a real escape artist here.
I love how these missions are basically like hide and seek. If I'm officially abandoning this zone. If he was actually in this zone, go ahead and tell me so I don't waste a bunch of time in another map, but I feel like I've fully searched that area. Guess he could be in a ghillie suit. He is in the last zone? Okay, thank you. Get back over there. Is he a disguised guard? These guys are still down. I can't just Fulton everybody to check, so. Maybe he's somewhere I have to climb up to with a box, but I didn't bring a box with me. So I wouldn't be able to check that. There's not any gimmick, he's just here somewhere? Okay, thanks.
I know it is not easy, but I have faith in you.
Thanks, Buzz.
Find him. Leave no stone unturned.
Working on it, kid. Just glad the holdup lasts forever. I didn't like knock them out and waiting on the guards to wake up and call an alert. So I probably have a map of this room, right? I can try to follow. Sure, I visit every corner of it. I would have liked if it was he was secretly a guard. You had to find the guy with the red glove. So left-hand roll, right?
That's outside the scope of this mission.
Just keep following the walls and maybe we'll run into him. Yeah. Does it say it's on this screen though? Thanks for looking it up, I appreciate it. It's on the western side. Okay. Maybe he is wearing a ghillie suit or something. Presumably doesn't say anything about needing like a box to get him.
out of the way spots. I have a sneaking suspicion Zadornov's around there.
Thanks for the tip, Mother. Actually, well... As far as that goes...
Stay focused on the mission, Snake.
Oh, he may have spawned another zone? Okay, thanks. Yeah, I feel like I've, like, fully scoped this zone out. I'm gonna get an F rank in this mission. I might only go down to C. No worries. I assumed it was going to be in the last zone anyway. He only doesn't have a spawn in the first zone. Gotcha. Make sure I cover every part of this zone before I bail on it. Where are you hiding, buddy? Well, I just walked on the guy in the ghillie suit. That was funny. Wonder if he shows up on Soliton radar too. Trivialize the mission though. I think there's one zone that I haven't visited here yet, actually. Southwest of here. I took the long route. Check. Hey, there he is.
Free. Down.
First try. Jeez. That was rough.
Okay, you're done with that area. You did it! Keep it up!
How many more times do you think you can bust out? At this point, Snake should like personally watch his cell. Hey, banana level 2 and level 2 extra mag. What does leveling up guns even do?
Found our friend, Kaz.
Damn it! And I was so close. Great. Good work, Snake.
Okay. It's a neat way to require you to do side quests in the endgame. Just make you pass time. It'd actually be frustrating if I had done most of them. Take effect for a period of time. Special durability is increased. That's what we want to see. And Soliton radar is ready. Beauty. There we got someone else who's a B rank in R&D. Couple C ranks in R&D. Fulton rank 4. Nice. C rank in intelligence. Intel's doing pretty well. Oh, wow, this name. Is over the roster limit, R&D? Oh, right, because I didn't actually remove those guys. I like that they let you temporarily assign. Alright. G Curry. Great Curry. Okay. Twin barrel shotgun, aerial mines, magazine. What was the thing we just saw that I was interested in? Oh, Fulton level 3. What does that require? Soliton 2, 53. R&D 49. Oh, I'm super close. Okay. Must have been from assigning too many people over there. Anyone else that's better than a E ranking? I think D is my lowest, right? Come on. Tell me somebody else has a C. There we go. I still can't quite get there. Damn. Alright, maybe I've got somebody in another unit I can move over. This guy, maybe. He's got a B in medicine, though. Seems like a waste. This is a little bit better. $49 for the Fulton. Use the aerial mine for helicopters? Yuck. Alright, Soliton hype. Probably drains battery like a motherfucker would be how they balance it. Claymore disarmament. No, I guess you can disarm them by laying down on top of them, by getting behind them, I guess.
Here's a rundown of your mission. This one's perfect for a warm-up. Nice and easy. Don't let yourself get lazy, though. Stick to it and get the job done.
It's not a very good explanation of what you intend for me to do in that mission, but okay. Alright, Sonic Eye, Surround, we just need the one thing. Soliton an actual word, or is that a made-up Kojima word?
To pick up a Claymore, approach it from behind.
Alright, Soliton. Wow, yeah, that drains your battery. Can I get... How do I get more battery? Do I have to find them in the mission, or... Well...
The mission's a failure. Return to base.
Approach her from behind and press the button. Means nothing what he uses it for.
To pick up a Claymore, approach it from behind.
Too long? Interesting. Alright, there's one more here somewhere. Oh, looks like the battery recharges over time while I'm not using it too. Good to know.
Okay, you're done with that area. Head for the goal.
Is there ever a time when you're done with the area and you have something else to do? Because I think whenever he says that, you're just done.
Mission complete. The folks back at Mother Base will be thrilled.
One sec, look at something up here. It's likely. So this name I looked at normal chat. I don't see it in normal chat either. So that's a Twitch thing. Like you'll paste it and Twitch won't warn you, and no one will see it. It's not just a chatty thing. Let's see. 3 Bs in Intel. Holy crap! That's pretty good. Nice, 52. I remember that would happen to Sornus a lot. Sornus would type something and be like, "Did you not see my message?" And we're all like, "No, what you talking about?" 8%, holy crap, it's gonna take like forever. Alright, well the Soliton radar is dope. I'm glad we got it. He's got a new job. Part of the perils of streaming during the working hours. Let's see. Can do. Imagine the first paragraph of the Wikipedia article on Soliton. Okay. Cargo truck demolition is unique. Alright, I might check it out. Be careful not to. Probably should move it so Soliton radar isn't auto equipped when I start. Probably want to start with the Fulton actually.
Freeze.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Blast me, battery. Oh, can I shake them down for free? That's cool. When I hold them up like that.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Battery thing, can you like be displayed anywhere else, please? Oy vey. Alright, one sec. I need it to be able to see the Fulton. Or the other thing. Solidon. I think I'm kind of over chargeable controllers. Like, batteries suck, but you can use that controller forever. If you have a controller for too long, the max charge it can hold gets worse and worse over time. Alright, happy? Yes.
I think I see someone. I'm seeing things.
Yes, you are. Yeah, right. Yeah, I've been trying to get controllers that just use AA batteries because they're so cheap. And one set of AA's will last me like a month of streaming constant usage.
What was that?
Nothing. Don't worry.
I'm seeing things.
What was that?
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Rechargeable AA's is a good solution. You can at least swap them out, and you can always buy new rechargeable batteries when they start to lose their max charge. Right? The guy that's up there.
What was that?
Huh? I think I see someone. I'm seeing things.
Oh right, it's a coffee place.
Freeze.
Man, I'm surprised they added the entire Soliton radar. Like, that can't be trivial to just throw in the game, given you get it so late. I'm guessing it's pretty much post-game Chapter 5 only. Probably somebody upstairs, I guess. Yeah, that would make sense, Yugupo. Super OP. You're right, I did get it from the Zadornov mission. And then it required really high stats to use.
Freeze. Freeze.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Still one more guy. Must have been on the other map, 'cause I don't see anybody else in here. I'm guessing the higher level solitons just have more battery too. Automatically doing Dark Souls controls for moving down ladders. Oh, there's a sniper tower outside. Shit. I don't think I ever noticed that. I also didn't double back from the start of the mission. I'm failing to be a good Donkey Kong Country player.
What was that?
Shit. That's a good call.
I'm seeing things.
Head for the recovery zone. We'll pick you up there.
Sweet. Thanks for the tip. We got like 7 dudes on the Fulton. And the guys we've been capturing lately have been having much better stats. Take a guess and bet he's on the top level. I don't see the exit here. They probably expect me to be at the top level at the end of the mission. Maybe outside or on back. Oh, here we go. First try.
I knew you could do it. Piece of cake, right?
Just phase right through the ceiling. Do Fultons still go through the ceiling in Metal Gear Solid 5? Or do they have like a physics system in the Fox engine? Corporeal Fultons. I guess you probably can do more in that game though. Like you can drag people outside of a building, right? Which you can't do in this one. These guys were intensely hostile. They can be seen? No! That's fine. Seems only fair. Alright, B R&D. Gets R&D to 50. Nice. A lot of the 5 systems interact in surprising ways. Do you have an example? E10? Wish I could devote extra GMP to research one thing faster. Oh yikes. Sounds hard.
Let's get this mission started. Complete the mission and proceed.
Presumably that's given that it's single player, I assume that's RPGs they want me to use. Oh, that's awesome. Kinda like Breath of the Wild. Dumping 10 apples on a switch to depress it. Yeah, I agree.
You should be able to see the road from the bridge. Destroy the truck that's driving up that road.
I have enough ammo.
They've okayed your request for a cardboard box. It'll be sent out shortly.
Oh, have you not played Breath of the Wild yet either, P10? It's a treat. Basically, they just made a really good physics engine and then designed all their puzzles around that engine, so they all have multiple ways to be solved. Yeah, I envy you. Wish I could erase my memory of that. No, I appreciate you pointing it out. Thank you.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Oh, Gustav travels real fast. Uh-oh. Doesn't have as big of an explosion radius, though, apparently. Oh, that sucks. It just missed. Nope.
Too late. It's gone. Mission failed.
Fission mailed. I only had 5 left, too. Bummer. I'll try it one more time. Okay, I've now learned I need to use the Carl Gustav for early when there's not multiple trucks and use the RPG when there's both and try to keep them both reloaded. Can you have 60 a barrel? He did.
You should be able to see the road from the bridge.
She didn't realize that those were exploding barrels. I thought those were like posts that they were driving around. I didn't even realize they were barrels. Ugh. The wall actually explodes.
They've okayed the request for support. They're sending out a cardboard box as we speak.
Really? Maybe it was just the barrels that was saving me before and you can't actually blow up two at once. Shit, I wonder if I can just shoot them down too. I'll try the M60 real quick. That'll be our actual for real final attempt.
You should be able to see the road from the bridge.
Oh, wow, that's way easier. I can at least save my resources for... Hey, thanks for the follow, Rebel. Welcome. How are you doing? Yeah, it's way easier. Especially if you shoot him in the front, you do like 2,000 damage per shot. Screw explosive ammo. They don't send out hardier trucks later on, right? Right. It's kind of what I was expecting too, this thing. Alright, we're almost caught up to where I was before when I lost. And now we're ahead of where I was before when I lost. I wonder if it's just the M60 is really good. I have a decent amount of XP with it, too.
Okay, you're done with that area.
I went from being incredibly hard to, like, trivial. Get them the Rathalos armor. No kidding. Rathalos was taking no damage. I think it was taking, like, 600 a hit with the M60. I really like to do that, those fights, where they just seem really, really long. S rank. Tell me Numbnuts has escaped again. Not yet. Right. At this point, most people go in the brig first. Is M16 a later gun? New model lightweight assault rifle. Explain why we're researching it early. When was the M16 invented? Thought it was after the 70s, but I know nothing about guns.
Let's get this mission.
Yeah, that really bums me. You could bum me out, Yukibo. If anyone happens to own PT, like has a PS4 that has it installed, I would love to get into talks to borrow it.
Stealth.
A little before the start of the Vietnam War. Okay.
Your current objective is to retrieve the researchers.
Freeze.
Gotta remember to move Soliton. I'm gonna forget every time, I feel like.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
Freeze.
Sure. I would be happy to, no problem.
Fulton recovery subject
Ava Street.
The enemy's here.
God damn it.
We found the enemy. Send back up.
Understood. Dispatching reinforcements now.
I'm not clear on how the auto aim works. I think it's just showing me I need to move in that direction to finish aiming there. Lime soda. Nice. I'm gonna save one Fulton for the hostage.
Fulton recovery helicopter is complete.
I feel like the time limit they give you is really, really aggressive, like really, really liberal. They give you like 10 minutes. I wonder how you could even, I feel like you'd have to go out of your way to waste that much time. Excessive time limits. Yeah, it's true.
Freeze.
Comparisons remain relevant.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed onboard helicopter.
Definitely a dude up in the thing. Snake. Oh man, I haven't found new camo in a while. Turn around.
Enemies close by.
For real with that shit? I guess the time penalty can get you in trouble. You have to get an alert on like every guard. Maybe that's the way they did it. Right. I guess if you just... what's the tapping the head meme? You can't give me a penalty for each alert if I'm just in an alert the entire time.
Freeze.
We have one Fulton left.
Freeze.
I hear him up here. Doo-doo-doo. They're ethereal Fultons.
Freeze.
Oh, he's probably on the bottom floor. I think they're more like wormholes. Should get a sound effect for the end of, or the beginning of Austin Powers 2. Suggest everyone at home try not to think about it too much. Just enjoy themselves. Yes, I agree. Hey. I wonder if the mission just fails if you waste your Fultons.
Okay, you're done with that area. Head for the goal.
Right. Ugh. Mushes them up against the ceiling. Oh, is the goal in a different place? Oh. It'll always be the same on each map. Way to not trip and fall on your face. Alright, so we're gonna change where the Soliton radar is in the equipment, move the Fultons closer to it, and look at all the extra ops so that this name can see what we've unlocked. I think I deserved a B ranking for that, but I'll take it.
Snake?
He's gone again, isn't he?
Don't tell me. Zadornov.
Bingo. The guard left his post and the dude was gone when he got back.
Sounds like the guard needs a guard.
He was off with the girls. Haas invited him to try some of their cooking. He says he loved every second of it.
Is that jealousy, cuz?
Anyway, there's a new mission waiting for you. Find Zadornov, Snake.
Okay.
I guess it's just a way to make sure that a certain number of extra ops are passing in the post-game. The extra ops are fun though, so I don't mind. None of them are vehicle missions, which is what I don't like about this game. I caught a dugong. Oh man. Oh, where did they just put the guy that had a B in R&D? Maybe they put him here. They must have. Someone must have gotten sick in R&D. Okay. C in R&D. I'll take it. To yourself, it's just a show. I should just relax. Analyzer level 4, love box, tank box. I'm good. $69 to $111 are vehicle battles. $111 to $120 are AO battles. Gotcha. Or $112 to $120. So I need to bounce at 5 o'clock on the dot today. I don't have very much time to work around. I'll go through this list real quick. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't have 17 and 20. 23 through 27. 32, 34, 37, or 36. 40 through 50. 55 through 66. 68. Yeah, the rest are all just vehicle battles. And the Rathalos one, which is pretty funny. Alright, so if we can't find Zadornov right on time, I'm going to sign off right away. So we've already saved, we should be okay. That is a lot of vehicle battles. That's like, that must be for somebody out there who really, really, really likes the vehicle missions. Doing them co-op with other people and collecting them to do outer ops. It's too bad that outer ops all plays out automatically and it's not actual gameplay. You know? You guys phasing each other. This isn't Deus Ex. There's not shit I can do about that. Three skulls. Oh, that's how many people can go on the mission with me. I don't think it's difficulty, right? Do you have to CQC her? I don't know why you'd bring 3 people with you, though. No, you're good. I wish it was difficulty and not number of people. Then maybe they would have designed the missions around playing in single player. Design like a...
Fulton recovery subject confirmed on board.
Oh right, I can hold them up. That's fine, this will work for now. I left my soliton on during all that shit. Once you let the battery totally run out, it takes a while to recharge before you can use it.
Recovery helicopter is complete.
Fair enough.
Freeze.
Just getting a love box with her? Oh my god. Oof. How did that make it past anybody? Like, her canonical age is 16, right? But she looks like she's like 12. Yuck.
Freeze.
There's a sniper up here. Hey, Soliton. Big ol' fan. Save one Fulton to get him out of here, right? Wonder if he'll show up on the Soliton. He might not.
Freeze.
Should probably be looking for him on each of these maps as I head through. I guess I've got the Soliton on. If he pops on him, I'll see him. This like hide and seek endgame is pretty funny. The more intense music. Oh, I think I do see him there, if that's what that is. Very like the on-off sound in Metal Gear. I don't know what it is about it that's satisfying.
Fulton recovery subject confirmed.
That's funny. Alright, so he's gonna be inside one of these showers.
Not this one. Freeze.
You can hear him breathing. It gives you a clue if you didn't think to check in the blue doors again. I would not have thought to check those doors if it wasn't for them showing up on the Soliton.
Mama!
Someone peeing or crying. Let me unequip the Soliton, dang it.
Gotcha.
Nice. Uh-oh. This doesn't run too long. Whew. Thank you. Got a little worried when I saw a cutscene start to play. Alright, so I'm gonna save here and then we'll sign off. Once
I got him, Kaz.
Slipped up again. Acknowledged. Bring him on in.
He looks like Anthony Hopkins and Christopher Walken had a baby. Thanks everybody for hanging out. It's been a treat as always. Let you know what's coming up next. Yeah, cool, awesome.